All right, we're live here from the Shape Communities. No, not Shape Community Center. Actually, this is the Third Ward Multipurpose Center, 3611 Ennis in Houston, Texas. I'm your host, Brother Robert Muhammad. I'm also known as the Dots Connector. I serve as the Southwest Regional Student Minister of the Nation of Islam, Muhammad Mosque number 45, Houston, Texas. We're here at the what is called Third Ward Multipurpose Center, and we're celebrating the opening night of Kwanzaa. And the saying is, of course, is Habari Gani, which means what's the news? And the answer is Umoja, which is unity. So tonight we're celebrating unity here at the Third Ward Multipurpose Center and Kwanzaa. And as you can see, maybe even a little bit down the line as he pans the camera, you can see there's vendors everywhere around here, up and down, and you can look down further. And this is just the hallway leading into the main auditorium where the Kwanzaa celebration is taking place. And I can tell you something that they've been celebrating Kwanzaa actually since 65, 66. Dr. Marlana Karanga is one of those who has celebrated Kwanzaa. It actually is one of the ones who took and put Kwanzaa together as a cultural celebration. This is not a Muslim celebration. This is not a Christian celebration. This is not Black Christmas. Nothing of that sort. This is actually a cultural celebration of our culture. And there are 7 principles that are involved with Kwanzaa that are involved, and I'll read them off to you right now. They are the principle of unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith. These are the 7 principles, or the Nguzo Saba, of the Kwanzaa celebration. And so tonight, again, the opening night is here at Third Ward Multipurpose Center, and we're doing something new here. This is actually where we're broadcasting live via YouTube to the rest of the world. So we'll be here for a few hours. We're going to bring some people here, some guests to come out here. We're going to get our producer, Brother Gerald R. Muhammad. He's going to go and pick up some of our guests and bring them out here so we can interview them and bring them to you right here live on YouTube. So this is our ongoing television station, and I'm just having a ball here. We want to thank our cameraman. We want to thank our technical assistant, Brother Darnell, a.k.a. Double O Darnell. We also want to thank Brother Roderick. He's our cameraman, and Brother Yusuf, he is right now working in the control booth. So we want to thank them all for being here. And again, we want to thank you for tuning in, if you are tuning in. We hope that you will enjoy this broadcast. We hope to bring you some guests and some people that perhaps you don't know on the national scene, but they're well known here in Houston. They're doing the work on the ground. It's not a matter of them just throwing it up against the wall and hoping it sticks. These are people who have worked hard over the years to establish freedom, justice, and equality for our people. Now, we don't always have to agree on each and every principle or methodology in which people do. But one thing is for sure, we agree that our people must have an opportunity to enjoy the fruits of their labor. We must have an opportunity to live and breathe free, that they must be treated equally under the law, that the law must be just, must be applied to everyone in an equal and a fair manner. We want equality of opportunity. So these are the things that we want for everybody. And so so what we're doing right now is, again, we're talking to you live from Houston, Texas. Of course, some would say, where's Houston? What's going on in Houston? There's a lot going on in Houston. We got it going on. Houston is a destination, if I want to let you know. It is the petrochemical energy capital of the world. And to say that to you, it has a very unique history. Actually, this city, the property that is this city, was actually purchased by the Allen brothers, who are 2 New Yorkers who came down here and began this city on the bayou. And it evolved from there. One thing about Houston was one of the largest major cities in the United States during the Civil War, that actually Texas was a part of the Southern Confederacy. It is the only major city in the South that didn't really have to be rebuilt after the Civil War. In fact, the Emancipation Proclamation was read some 45 miles from here, 50 miles from here, in the city of Galveston, Texas. And in Galveston, Texas, General Gordon Granger in June 19th, 1865, sailed into Galveston, Texas, and he announced the Emancipation Proclamation having been issued by Abraham Lincoln in January of 1863. And so we celebrate down here in Texas what is called Juneteenth. Now, that may seem strange to you. It was a little different to me. I moved here about 30 some odd years ago, and it was a bit different to me to celebrate something called Juneteenth. I said, what's a Juneteenth? It's June the 19th, 1865, where the then enslaved Africans learned that they had been emancipated and that they were indeed freed men. And so that is the celebration of Juneteenth. But if you really look at it, Juneteenth really is a celebration, if you will, or recognition that in fact in Texas they kept us enslaved for extra 2.5 years. So I don't know. I won't get angry at you. I'm just telling you the historical facts. And so a lot of things seem to get to Houston a little late. We're not as seems like you think this is a little sleepy, slow town, but it's not. This is town is as fast as anyone, anywhere, anyhow that you can find. Houston, Texas is a very progressive city in many ways. In fact, it's almost like it's not even in Texas, but then they will quickly remind you are in Texas. So I want you to sit back and relax and look at us here coming to you from the Third Ward Multipurpose Center. It's still not too late. If you're in the city of Houston, come on by 3611 Ennis and come on by the KPFT table. That's where we are. I broadcast on KPFT. My show comes on every Wednesday, 3 to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on KPFT. And if you're out of the city or out of the state, you can go on kpft.org, kpft.org, and you can tune in to us anytime, or go on KPFT and KPFT, and you can go on the archive. And you get my old shows, at least for the last 4 weeks of the show. But 90.1 FM KPFT is part of the Pacifica Network. A very interesting arrangement that we have. We've got a very eclectic family. But again, and if you're in the city, drop on by on Sunday as we go the 7 days of Kwanzaa. But on the third day of Kwanzaa, which is Sunday, December the 28th, 2014, Muhammad Mosque number 45 will host the third night of Kwanzaa, celebration of family, community, and culture from 5 to 10 p.m. at 4443 Old Spanish Trail in Houston, Texas. And the night is Ujima. Ujima means collective work and responsibility, working together, taking care of each other, and taking responsibility for our own selves and not sitting around here waiting on a mystery God to bring us bread. Though the next night, of course, it is about cooperative economics. But on Sunday, the 28th, it will be about collective work and responsibility. And so we have here my beautiful, beautiful family is here. Come on, son, sit down here and put on these earphones and join your father live on YouTube. Oh yeah, we're broadcasting live throughout the planet Earth. And we're gonna go here. You're gonna show me something. I don't even have my glasses on. Let me see here. Okay. All right. Want to bring to the camera here and to the microphone. Just run with Assalamu alaikum, daughter. Okay. Well, right here, we have a young man that he may look familiar. You don't know who he is, but he may look familiar. But he's my own kith and kin, my beloved firstborn son, Robert Muhammad Jr. He's here with us, joining us on this special edition of Connect the Dots on YouTube. Brother Robert, can you hear me? He can't hear me on the microphone, 00. Let's see if we can get that tightened up here. Let's see, can you hear me now? You still can't hear me now? Can you read my lips?
I can't hear him.
I hear you.
He can hear me, but I can't hear him.
You can't. Well, I'll tell you what, then take off the earphones and just listen to me straight up, man. So how you doing, son? Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
So you're here the first night of Kwanzaa, you're here with your family, your wife and your daughter. And so why did you come out to Kwanzaa tonight?
Well, I wanted to be a part of the community and join the community, and also it's something that's our own. You know, people celebrate Christmas, everybody has their own thing, but this is something for ourselves, for our community. So I wanted to come out and support.
Come out and support. Now, you know, I've been dragging you around to these kind of celebrations since you were young, since you were, since you were a little tyke. I used to bring you out to these things, all kind of events like this, all kind of rallies and marches and demonstrations. But you're coming out here now. You carrying on tradition by exposing your own family to these traditions. What was your impressions when you were a little boy of me bringing you out to these type of things?
Well, when I was little, I was just happy to be with my father. So, I was just happy to be wherever you went. I was happy to be there. But, it kind of it did give me a sense of community. I was raised really by so many people, and I got so many positive influences from Brother Kofi and other brothers and sisters in the community. So it was good to be out here to see positive Black, role models.
Okay. So this is Robert Muhammad, and he is my firstborn son. And of course, he's here enjoying himself at the opening night of Kwanzaa. I see PK McCary is here. So, son, we're going to ask you to relinquish your seat. I'm going to sit PK McCary here, and we're going to be broadcasting live on YouTube. You need to come on and sit down and get some of this, give us some of this knowledge and share with the rest of the country and the world what's going on here in Houston, Texas. Want to thank our first guest on the program, Robert Muhammad Jr., Muhammad Miles, number 45. And so now we have my sister, PK McCary, here. Oh, here she is. Well, welcome to this special edition of Connect the Dots.
Always this time of year. I look forward to seeing you. I was looking for the other queen, Sister Akua.
Akua, she was actually at the station doing as we were doing live remote from here. I was doing a live remote from here, so she was at the station coordinating. So she'll be over here in a little while, I'm sure. So just stick in here a while. Why is this celebration important to you?
This celebration is important because rituals and ceremonies are the backbone of who we are. And too many of us have forgotten where we came from and the strength of that. Just recently, I was saying, I'm not hoping and dreaming anymore for a future that's not oppressive. I'm going to create it, and I'm going to work with the individuals who are ready to create it. And Kwanzaa in this time of year is the time for us to strengthen that resolve so that this upcoming year, we're prepared for the fight that we have to do. And the time is now. 40 years ago, we were going through some of the same things, but I was the child of the dream. It was my generation that was supposed to be the recipient of the work and the marches and the protests and the death. And some 40 years later, I've got to worry about whether or not my 10-year-old grandson might, with his smart alecky mouth, even though he is raised right and he says, yes, ma'am, and no, sir, that he could be a casualty of this violence that's being perpetuated on our community. And it's time. I'm too old now to sit back and dream. I'm too old to sit back and hope and have faith. I'm standing on the foundation of those who had. And so I'm ready to do the work, Brother Robert. Yeah.
So
I'm known as the peacekeeper, right?
That's it.
But you've got to add another word before peacekeeper. I'm the warrior peacekeeper because you cannot have my children.
All right. PK McCary, give us a website or something where the people out here, that this is being broadcast live over YouTube, where the people can get in touch with you.
thinkpeaceinternational.org, www.thinkpeaceinternational.org. This is the work that we're doing. And like I said, the time is now, Brother Robert, and you know that I have been talking about peace for a long time, and I've developed that. But now I'm talking about ending structures by rebuilding our structures. And tonight is an example of those structures that have been built in order to give us the resolve and the strength to continue to do this work.
Okay, PK McCary. Again, give us that website address.
www.thinkpeaceinternational.org. And I'm telling you, not only am I in the US, I'm in Africa, I'm in Kenya, I'm in Uganda, I'm in Malawi, I'm in Ethiopia. I have young sisters and brothers that are waiting and watching us and ready to stand with us. So it's time.
All right, PK McCary right here. Okay, coming up right now, I've got another surprise for you. Like everybody here is a volunteer, you know, but we do what we do. Can you hear me? You can't hear me. Oh, you can hear me. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm good. I'm live, huh? Okay, well, I got people over here transacting business, but I'm going to have this man sit down right here. You know who that is? That is Mr. Archie Bell, 5th Ward, Archie Bell, and of Archie Bell and the Drills from Houston, Texas. Mr. Tighten Up himself. That's right. All right, here he is, Archie Bell. Brother Archie, well, welcome. This is Connected Dots. We're doing a live webcast, actually throughout the whole world right now. So now we got a little bit of time. We got our own time now. I hear myself real well now. Oh, that's good. Okay, great. So now let's talk.
Tighten it up for you.
Let's tighten it up. They tighten it up. For my technical team is working on this. This is our first broadcast. Won't be our last. But now, Brother Archie, let's just start. Archie Bell and the Drills. Who were the people that were made up the Drills?
It was my brother Lee Bell, Willie Parnell, a brother named James Wise. James Wise and Willie Parnell and I went to school together. We went to Earl Smith first, and later on went to Phyllis Wheatley.
Phyllis Wheatley.
Right, Wildcat.
Man, a lot of great people out in that 5th Ward. I'll tell you, go over there and visit and see that wall of fame over there. Yeah. I mean, the people that come out of it, for one high school to produce those kind of, and a wider range of people.
Jazz musician, blues, Ernest Cobb, Lester Williams, all the people like I said Ernest Cobb and everything, but many of the artists, all the big entertainers, you know, and everything that really put the Houston on the map too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it was all the Laws family, Eloise Laws, Herbert Laws.
Wow.
Many people, you know, and I'm really proud to be a part of that factory, that entertainment factory that put out all that.
It was just that. What are you able to hear me? You can hear me? I'm good. Okay, well, good. Okay, so let me ask you something. What did you start? Were you named the Drills in the beginning, or how did you start off?
Right, we started E.O. Smith Junior High School, and one of the guys in the group, a guy named L.C. Watson at the time, he was in love with the Dells. So he
out of Chicago.
Yeah, the Dells, you know. And out Detroit, I think.
Yeah, okay, you might be. Yeah. I'm not gonna argue with you, brother.
Yeah, but he was in love with the Dells, so he decided to put D-R-E-L-S, put an R after that drills. And people always ask me, what is a drill? I say a drill is the ultimate entertainer and gentleman. And when I was in England once, a little kid from England asked me, said, what is a drill, Mr. Bell? I said, he's the ultimate entertainer and a perfect gentleman. He said, I thought they were little green men from Mars. But, you know, when the group first started off, it was just the drills.
Okay. And
by me being the front man, you know, with the microphone, it just, when the Miracle, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles started, it was the Miracle at first. It wasn't Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. It was Donald Ross and the Supremes, but it was just the Supremes. But by the front man holding that mic, standing up front, you know, the people have a tendency to tag you, you know.
I got you.
Right.
So when you began working in the music industry, how did it come about? Were you doing garage part? Were you doing house parties? What were you doing?
Well, first of all, I was in the Baptist church when I was about 5 years old. Long Branch State. I started off at a church and everything, and I got my first professional introduction to music at Casimir Senior High School with Comrade Johnson. Had a big
Wow.
band. And Comrade Johnson had a son called Bubba Johnson. He was the bass player in the band. A guy named Gary Cooper, Timothy McWright, and they called themselves whatever the year. If it was 1961, they were the American 61, and next year they were the American 62. So I started working working with them shows like at Club Release out on Bennington, Bobby Bland,
Bobby
Johnny Taylor,
Bland,
yeah, Esther
Johnny
Phil,
Taylor.
yeah, all those people were the big act. We was the house band, so
Wow.
we got a chance to work with all the great stars
Yeah.
coming in. And I worked with everybody in my career. I worked with everybody from Frank Sinatra to Muddy Waters. All the older guys. And
But did you start the Chitlin circuit?
yeah, that was all happening back then. Well, wasn't nothing else happening but the chilling circuit. Even when we had a big record like Titan, we always went back to the community where people didn't have the opportunity to spend the money and put on benefits and did things across the country. But it was always the children's circuit, and the children's circuit was the only thing that black people had back then.
Right, right.
Unless you was working at big theater like the Fox Theater in Atlanta, Georgia, and places like that. But we always went around to the communities. I worked with a lot of Elks Club. I'm ex-military,
Okay.
so I worked with a lot of guys in the Elks Club and the VFW, Veteran Foreign Wars. And when I was in the Army, I did a lot of USO work. Working for the battalion commanders and stuff.
So did your music career, meaning Archie Bell and the Drells, or the Drells, start before you went in the military?
Oh
Or-
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. When we after we did tighten up, well, we was in the studio. We had recorded tighten up first, and we was in the studio working. And I got one of those greetings from Uncle Sam. About 2 months before, I was down there protesting with Muhammad Ali.
Right.
But 2 months later, I was down there, and I was kind of depressed when I got the notice greeting. I knew it wasn't Christmas and everything. I kind of felt that Uncle Sam was going to get me, and I was at one of the, I think, most depressed time in my life, because I said, here I'm getting ready to get a break, and Uncle Sam is going to get me. And I was living over off of McGregor, North McGregor. McGregor was a friend of mine, one of the drills, Billy Butler. And I was laying there on the couch listening to the radio, and he came in the door and started doing this little dance. And I said, hey, that made me forget about my problem right then. I thought about that. And about 2 weeks before that, we were in San Antonio, and I heard a disc jockey said, nothing good came from Texas because of President Kennedy's assassination.
Wow.
And I said to myself, I want the people to know that something did come from Texas. That's why I say, hi, everybody, I'm Archie Bell, the Drills from Houston, Texas. We not only sing, dance, but we dance as good as we want. I want to know that something did come from Texas that was good. And never knowing that the record was going to be as big as it was, but,
that is a classic, brother.
Yeah. Tighten Up sold 12 million copies the first year
Wow.
and everything. And I was in the Army. I was in the military when Tighten Up went gold. I was stationed in Kaiserslautern, Germany, when Skip Lee called me and told me that Tighten Up had went gold. And at the time, I was in a wheelchair. I had an accident on the Autobahn. And I read up in my wheelchair and went down the hall and told the guys, hey, man, my record went gold this time. On the transistor rate, that's my record plan. That's you guys not only do big things, y'all tell big lies too. I said, no, I ain't lying to you. I said, before I lie to you, I fly to you. They ain't got no wings. And when they found out I was telling the truth, about 2 weeks later, an article came out in a military newspaper called Overseas Weekly. Said the richest GI in the Army since ever, and the guy believed me. Then I had about 12 guys trying to get in a 4-man tent. I had a Sylvian Beach. I think we had about 1,500 people that night, and after that night, he came in the dressing room and said, "Y'all want to cut a record?" And everybody said, "Yeah." We was really happy. He was really happy at the crowd. But Skip Lee was the only man, the first man to ever book Amos and Andy that came to town.
Wow.
So you know that how far that go back.
Yeah.
But he just came in the dressing room and said, "Y'all want to cut a record?" I said, "Yeah." And after that, we went to the studio, started doing a little work and cut up, and finally come up with Tighten Up. The TSU Tornadoes was the band that played the music behind us.
What?
All of them went to Texas Southern University.
Okay.
But they were the band that backed us up on Tighten Up, which was really great. They used to use it for a break song. And when I heard the song, I said, that'd be a good thing to do something to tighten up with. They used to use Tighten Up like Word Up or Right On.
Yeah.
We used to say, hey, man, I'll check you later at a rehearsal. You got to tighten up,
Right.
We use that a lot. And I say today, the way things are in this country today, we really have to tighten up. We're in a quagmire here in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
With all the things that's happening around the country, around the world. And I've been into a lot of those places where these things, Missouri and New York, California and everything, where all these atrocities are happening. And I think this time they're going to really get this stuff together because it's like open seasons for young black men, whether they're armed or not. If they got a gun, what's going to happen to them, but,
right.
But that's one of the things that I've traveled. I've been all over the world, and the same thing is happening anywhere else in the world. Happening right there. Some places are worse and some not.
So the more things change, the more things stay the same, Archie?
That's right. It stays the same. A lot of things change, but this country is run the way the people are treated in this country is like a plantation owner. The government, they treat these people like plantation owners. Will decide they can't even get a minimum wage. We're supposed to be the greatest nation in the world. You can't give the people a minimum wage to make an honest living. That's ridiculous, And there's a lot of things like there's a lot of things they need to do, health care and everything. And it seems like everything that President Obama is doing, they try to avoid it, But I think this time, after people see what's happening, Republicans don't have a hard time to do anything in this country. Because they don't, it's gonna be like in real serious trouble.
Yeah, I believe that.
And the same thing that happened in every other France and every other country. When you treat people like this, revolution.
Yes.
Sooner or later.
Sooner or later.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you. So did you sign with Gamble and Huff? Was it Philly International?
Skip Lee had a label here, OV label that started here in Houston. Mm-hmm. And when we went to Atlantic, Records first.
Okay.
Put on Atlantic label. Gamble and Huff was our producers.
Okay.
We was on Atlantic label, but they were our producers then. And we was working in a place called Lawnside, New Jersey. I got out of the Army on a leave, and we was working. Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff came in the dressing room and said, hey, man, we'd like to record y'all because Tighten Up did something to everybody.
It sure did.
And they did. They came up with I Can't Stop Dancing, which sounds similar. But you can tell the only thing different about Tighten Up and I Can't Stop Dancing had verses. Tighten Up was a jam.
Right. It was
like
was a jam.
Yeah, like a house party.
That's right, brother.
But later on, after we left Atlantic Records and everything, Phil International was just starting. And for about a year and a half, we went down to Hialeah Records and Henry Stoner with KC and Steve Alamo. We went down there to try to do a deal with them, and it didn't work out. So by that time, Phil International was open, so we got with Phil International. I called Kenny Gamble up and said, man, we're looking for a label. He said, well, y'all come on. And at the time, Archie Bell and the Drills, the Intruders, and a group called the Ambassadors were the only three groups they had.
Mm-hmm.
And later on, we got back with Phil International. People like John Whitehead, McFadden, they wrote Let's Groove. Bunny Siegler did a lot of writing for us, a lot of the great entertainers. Phil Terry with the Intruders. But when we got back with Phil International, we really come up with they did some dynamite stuff on us too.
I tell you that mm-hmm. I mean, you talk about music groups, everything from the Ebonies and Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes and all that.
I was out with all those people before they came. Harold Melvin, Blue Notes, and Blue Magic, Delphonics, all those people, and everything. Barbara Mason.
Come on now.
Then later on, Lou Rawls, Joe Simon, Michael Jackson came to Philly, and they did some things on him too, but I got a chance to work with a lot of the great people. You know, a lot
So,
of
so rattle off some of the names. Give us a little roll call of some of the folks you work with. You work with James Brown? Did you?
James Brown. Yes, that's one for James Brown. Anybody you name, anybody, Rufus Thomas, Otis Redding, Jackie Wilson, everybody you can think of, everybody from Frank Sinatra to Muddy Waters.
But that's a wide range there.
Yeah, I did a show in New Jersey, and Frank Sinatra walked up and said, "Man, that tighten up was something." But everybody, you know, when the song is popular, everybody kind of flavors will pick up after.
Uh-huh.
When Billie Jean came out, all the bass patterns sound like Billie Jean, you know. But I had a great run and everything, and what keep me going today is the fact that when you go back after all these years and see how the people react, you know. Now in this country, you're only good as your next record.
Right.
But when you leave out of this country, people remember your track record. They remember, you know. And I worked in Hamburg, Germany. In a 3-day event, they had 500,000 people.
Wow.
In Skegness, England, and in the 3-day event, they had about 300,000. You know.
That's like Woodstock on
Yeah,
steroids.
yeah, absolutely. But it was all the indoor event. I did a thing with Eddie Holman, Chaka Khan, Faith Evans. You know, when be on show with people like that, and had a great time. You know, and with a brother named D Train out of New York. I worked with a lot of people that I hadn't seen in a long time, so that's what's really great about it. And the fact that I'm 70 years old, I'm still able to tighten up.
You still able to tighten up.
That's right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you. Let me ask you something. You know, you did give us commentary on the current situation as you see things now. You talked about the changes that you've gone through in life and the things that you've seen here and abroad. Tell us what is your view on the future? What do you see in these young people today? I mean, you see in your granddaughter, and I'm a grandfather
Right.
too, so there's something about them grandchildren that's like magical, isn't it?
Well, these young people here now, you know, they're the future generation, and all of them are like I call cable ready. They're exposed to so much.
Mm.
My granddaughter is like 4 years old, but she's where I was at 24.
Wow.
You know, at the time, you know that mentality
Right.
and everything. But this things are going to change. It has to get better. It can't get no worse than what it is, you know, and everything. And one thing that I stress with the guys when we was out there working, you got to leave the drugs. I've seen so many beautiful people leave us first because of alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
When drug came to town, everything fell down.
Yeah.
You know, and this is really you know, amazing everything that when you get at this point in time, you have to do something really you got to learn how to loosen up. You know, you already tighten up.
You got to loosen up.
Yeah, when you get 70, you can't do what you did with 24. I'm not as good as I used to be, but I'm better than I ever was.
Go ahead, Archie. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to Archie Bell of Archie Bell and the Drells from Fifth Ward, Texas. His brother DJ X likes to call it the North Side, from the North Side, and we just want to thank him for coming on this program. We got a few more questions for him because we got other guests that are coming here. We're just going to broadcast until they kick us out of this place. And we're actually broadcasting to the world. I mean,
That's right.
Anybody can go on YouTube and can listen to this particular interview or watch this particular interview. In fact, you some of your fans in England. And,
Yeah, jolly old England. Chip and all that rubbish. Had a great time. Though. It's really amazing after you go to those places and people come to open and the young children come. They have every record that you ever recorded. They can tell you where you was born. They know the history and everything. But over here in the United States, all these young people think they invented the music. You know, they don't go to get the history right.
So, you know, sometimes I have young brothers that are part of my security team,
Right.
and I'll be playing some music from the 60s and 70s. They say, "Oh man, that's Tupac." I said, "Ain't Tupac, man."
Tupac sample.
Right, that's Biggie. I said, "No, brother, that's the Delphonics."
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's William Poogie Hart in the Delphonics.
Yeah, and they took all those tracks and put the raps and stuff to it, you know.
Right.
And I think that next to James Brown, I'm the most selfless man around. Sample tighten up is in everything. But James Brown, you hear James Brown in every record they play now, especially on the hip hop.
Oh yeah,
that same beat.
Funky Drummer.
Yeah,
Funky Drummer is probably one of the most most sampled records that there is from James Brown and whatnot.
Right.
So, you know, brother Archie, but you see in them that they are a different generation. They're actually this generation. I call them the Joshua Caleb generation. Others have called them that, but I agree and concur.
Right.
They're different,
Right.
you know.
Right.
And as you say, capable ready, but it's almost like they're old beyond their age.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're exposed to so much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're really exposed to so much and everything. But the young people, I think they got it together, but they're the ones who are going to change the situation in this country. These young people and everything, because they're not going to go through what we went through. That's what's wrong now.
No, they ain't gonna take
They're
it.
not going to have that. Yeah.
They
If you
not
want
gonna
respect, you got to give it. You know.
that you know something, and that's really what when you look at sometimes the homicides take place in the street, it's really about respect.
That's right.
You ain't respect me.
That's right.
And
You
that-
see, people don't realize there's a saying, "Be ye not deceived, for God is not mocked. Whatever man sow, you're gonna reap it." America got a lot of reaping to do because we've done wrong from its beginning. Sooner or later, and it's at the point now that all those things about to change. That's what's really going on.
I guess it's like James Brown said, this is the book of James.
That's right.
You know, payback's a thing you got to see, right?
What goes around comes around. If you want to go to the ghetto, that's what you say.
Oh.
Every dog has a day.
Every
You know,
dog
that's
has
right.
his day. We're talking with Archie Bell of Archie Bell and the Drells from Houston, Texas. And we got another guest that's going to come up, and we're going to bring her on in a minute. Brother Archie, we want to thank you for coming and being a part of this first broadcast. And,
Oh yeah.
hey, we are recording this, aren't we, brother? Oh yeah. So we thank you, Brother Archie,
Appreciate it.
and we look forward to working with you and come on and out, and we'll have you. We're going to visit with you, and we're going to have you come out and talk to our youth about the music business, history,
All right.
and all of that, because a lot of them need to know.
Okay.
Okay,
And everybody have a happy Kwanzaa.
and you do the same. Thank you,
right.
Brother Archie
Yeah.
Bell. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored and pleased. What? Oh, it's going to work now. The earphone's going to work now. So, you know, this is how we do it. See, we got cables going everywhere, and it just is what it is. Oh my goodness, it's Miss Dina Groy. How are you? I'm doing fine. I can't complain. We're broadcasting live all over the planet Earth. Everyone gets to see my face. I can't even put up my poker face. Like, I'm just happy to see you. How you been? Doing wonderful? This you? You did this? You like Colonel Sanders. You do chicken right, don't you? Come on now. Huh? You can hear me, Boomy?
I think so.
Can you hear me?
No, I can.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
You hear me? All right, 1 2 1 2. Okay. Take care, Dina. You gonna be around? Okay, I'll be around here. Never a dull moment. And so what give me your thing here. Oh man, I don't know what you're doing here. Oh, this is what you're trying to tell me. This is our first broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Don't laugh at us. You know, we're not ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC. We're not Fox. We're better than that. We the people's radio station. This is Connect the Dots. I'm your host, Brother Robert Muhammad. And we're here at the Third Ward Multipurpose Center in Houston, Texas. Some would like to call Third Ward, Houston, Texas. And it's at 3611 Ennis, and that's right off of Alabama. And I'm telling you right now, this is the opening night of Kwanzaa. We have there you go. People just passing by. I mean, it's like that. You know, it's like that. It's a live show. People just, you know, they want to stick their head in the front of the camera. They can do that. So, I have you tonight.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
You can hear me?
I can hear you.
How have you been?
I've been very well.
And what are you doing here tonight?
I am with the Greater Houston Kwanzaa Planning Committee, so I was part of the committee that put on tonight's event for Kwanzaa.
You and Maria Dumoval,
Yes,
also
And
known as
Deloitte
Valerie
Parker.
Michelle and Deloitte Parker.
and Sister Helen.
Sister Helen, that's the hardest working woman in Mile
Yes,
45.
indeed.
Lord have mercy. So, you know, you came up in the movement. I've seen you for years. I won't
Yes.
say how many years.
Yes,
You know,
for quite some time, since the 90s at least.
the 90s.
hmm
This is like 24.
We didn't ask you to do the math, but I'm just saying.
Oh, Boomy.
But you know, my favorite, one of my favorite Kwanzaas is probably the first Kwanzaa I remember attending was at Texas Southern University, in the I believe it was in the gymnasium, and you were there, and Kofi was there, and when everybody was a lot younger, and I think I just started doing African dance at that time, so I remember as a very powerful event. We Sister Akua was doing a lot, bringing a lot of the storytellers and dancers in, and she was coordinating a lot of those efforts, and she was still performing then, so.
Man,
It's great to see how everyone's evolved and transformed, and everyone else and the young people taking up the cause and continuing on. So it's phenomenal to be a part
so
of
you
that.
got your family here?
Yes,
You training them up?
of course.
Turn right there. See my
They're
son?
working now.
That's my son. That's
Okay.
my oldest son.
Wow.
I used to drag him, not drag him, but he would love to come with me anyway. And it would come, with me, and we would come to events like this.
Hmm.
And now he's here. He's brought his wife and family here, and it's almost generational. I see people in here who literally their children. I used to
Hmm.
see them in the mosque. I perform weddings for them. It's something.
Yes, it is.
I don't want to be an elder in training, but I guess I'm moving into that slot. I'm into that slot.
I'm sure the Lloyd Park will tell you still too young.
Oh yeah. Well, that's true. You still a young man. I think he got me by about 10 years. So,
Mhm.
so he does what he does. So tell me, what goes into planning a week-long observance of Kwanzaa? We know it moves from place to place,
Right.
as it's going to do this year. And this year, Mars 45 itself is going to host
Yes,
one of the nights of Kwanzaa on Sunday night.
and we're very excited about that. So
I am too. I mean, that's groundbreaking.
Yes, it
I'm
is.
looking forward. I'm looking forward to it. Whatever we can do to participate and contribute to the cultural advancement of our
Mhm.
people.
Absolutely.
And so it is a learning experience. Sometimes people mistaken Kwanzaa for it being a religious celebration, but it's not. It's a cultural celebration. So tell us
Absolutely.
about that.
Absolutely. Kwanzaa was started, as some of you may or may not know, by Dr. Manuela Karenga in 1966, in a time when it was the Black Power movement, the struggle, and it was devised as what I interpret as an instrument to bring good into the world that we can claim as something our very own and something we can be very proud of and exhibit the characteristics all through the year and come together as a part of a family and celebrate those accomplishments. So I think all of those are very important. We run into a lot of people say, "Oh, well, isn't this?" I said, "No, just come out. You can't tell me you don't practice Kwanzaa. You can't tell me you don't practice unity. You can't tell me you don't practice self-determination. You just can't sit up here and tell me that. I won't believe you. And if I do, I will not associate with you anymore. If you're going to tell me if you're against these things, then I have no part in you."
Right.
So, it's something for everybody. So I'm like, when people say, "Well, you just need to come to the celebration," then. So
Right. So they get to really, a lot of
Mhm.
people, they prejudge it.
right.
They think it's Black Christmas or something stupid. Well,
Mhm.
I mean, something stupid. It's not no substitute. It comes after. It's after all
Right.
of that.
Right.
So it really was for me. I really love it because I try to practice the principles of the Nguzo Saba
Right.
every day.
I see.
Even right now, even though today the particular principle is Umoja, which is unity,
Mhm.
we're still practicing cooperative economics,
Absolutely.
collective work and responsibility. Isn't that what happened with the
Yes.
planning committee?
And creativity.
And creativity,
and
huh?
purpose. Because Lord, you
Yep.
gotta have purpose and be focused to get things done.
And you got to have faith.
Ashe.
Ashe. All right, Boomni, we want to thank you. We got Mr. D. Lloyd Parker sitting over here, and as I said, he calls me the young man. Like he said, Bro Robert is just a young man. So, look here. This is how we said we don't go to commercials because we're not selling no commercials. So we won't go to commercial break. We just hand the microphone and the earphones over and we give up the chair. Want to thank you for coming and being our guest.
And look, I propose.
And now we'll get Brother Deloyd Parker. Brother Deloyd Parker serves as he is a community servant. Let me first and foremost say that. He is the executive director of Shape Community Center. And Shape Community Center is one of the not just an icon. Icon, sometimes you can think of a statue just standing there, but this is a workhouse. Some people are show horses, but Deloyd Parker is a workhorse, and he's earned his stripes. And so he has a team and developed a team Generations of children have come through Shape Community Center that have gone on to contribute to humanity. And not only is Shape has it affect the United States, also all the way over in Africa, Shape has its presence and beyond. So I want to introduce to some and to present to others, Mr. Deloyd Parker of the Shape Community Center. This is a live broadcast going out over the internet through YouTube, Deloyd.
Yes, sir.
And so let's tell our story.
Well, I'll do it, and I'll do it swift,
All right.
briefly, and to the point. First of all, I feel so good. I'm on a natural high right now because we're having a family reunion right now. I went out there and I saw my godchild who finished from University from UTMB, practicing medicine over at Methodist. I see Ero, one of my staff, Sister Ifueco's daughter. She's practicing medicine at Women's Hospital in Baton Rouge. I see Sister Jamie. She's modeling. I see Sister Akila Mohammed out there, finished from Morehouse? No, from Howard. What am I talking about? Morehouse. From Howard University. And she's into the entertainment business and very professional and positive entertainment. And I see Jamie modeling, and all these young people out there. And when I thought about Jelani, my godchild, came up through Shape, went on the Freedom Tour, and now he's practicing medicine over at UTM, over at Methodist Hospital. All this just makes my heart smile. I'm so happy. And the reunion is out there. When you go, you have hundreds of people out there in front of the stage, listening and meeting and greeting and talking and just experiencing some wonderful, wholesome experiences. And I'm just excited about it, Minister Robert. I'm so excited that and then I have this lady, the first family to come through the doors of Shape Community Center 45 years ago.
Wow.
She was in the front to celebrating her birthday on today. And her children were there, and they brought her up to the stage, and we saluted her and let her hold the hand of a 4-year-old child who lit the candle for unity tonight. So just think about all this good, positive, wholesome stuff. I'm excited about it.
You
very
mean to
much.
say black people are together under one roof and there's no banging?
Oh,
There's no
banging.
set tripping. We ain't
Hey.
set tripping and all
Hey,
that.
man.
No.
Hey, this is the one time you're going to find black people in total, absolute, and complete unity. The first night of Kwanzaa, the night of Umoja, the night we come together, we hug, we embrace, we just talk, we share, we invest in our businesses, we eat, we just do all these good things, and you got about 500-600 people in there, Minister Robert. And that's not talking about the ones who have to come in at the swift, cut out in a hurry.
Right.
And we're excited. I'm going to be more excited when I go to the mosque and celebrate the first Kwanzaa celebration at mosque number 45.
That's right.
Even though you've celebrated and we've been all over, but this is the first one at the mosque. We encourage everybody to join us at the mosque and celebrate Kwanzaa. And you don't know what date it is, look on the computer, shape.org, click on Kwanzaa schedule, and it'll tell you where it's going to be, when the mosque celebration is going to be. And you can check out where it's going to be tomorrow, Black United Front.
We'll be
at Shape.
Mm-hmm.
So the entire schedule is on the computer, shape.org. I'm just so excited. I'm hardly ever lost for words. But
now the cat must really got your tongue if you should for words.
I'm extremely excited, and we want all the listeners out there to come and support the Kwanzaa celebrations. The schedule is on the website. Check it out. Find out where it's going to be each night, and come and join. You don't have to worry about. You don't have to have any money.
Just
you
come.
Can bring something to support the vendors, but you don't pay to come in the Kwanzaa.
Right.
Kwanzaa is about community, culture, and family.
Community, culture, and family.
That's what it's about, brother. And I'm excited. I'm gonna get this microphone off here and
all right.
Go do some more fellowship.
Deloyd Parker. What we was mentioning is this Sunday, December the 28th, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Muhammad Mosque number 45. That's 4443 Old Spanish Trail in Houston, Texas. So if you're in town, come on by. This is history within history. This will be Mosque 45 will be hosting the third night, which is collective work and responsibility, and we're looking forward to you coming out and being a part of that. So it is history within history. We've always supported the cultural revolution in the city. We've always been in just about every protest, every march you can think of that have been, every press conference you can think of for the advancement of Black people Latino people or poor people in this city. So we've always been a part of that. But this is the first time we'll be hosting Kwanzaa, and it's part of what we must do today. It's time now for us to come out of our particular cocoons and for us to assume our rightful position among the people and to know that there's going to be a mixed multitude that's going to make an exodus spiritually, mentally, and culturally out of this Egyptian pharaoh land that we're in right now. Not that Egypt was the land of bondage, but it served as an example of that. And right now we're in bondage right now. But right now I got one of the men who's going to be, he's one of the leaders of the tribe. He's of that Joshua Caleb generation, those who are going to lead us into the promised land. First, we got to get out of Egypt, cross the Red Sea, and then when we cross the Red Sea, then we're not going to wander in the wilderness for no 40 years.
No, sir.
We're just going to, it's only 40-day trip. We're going to make it in 39 because we're going to do a little quickly with our brother Derek Muhammad. He is, of course, he cut his teeth coming up in Mosque number 45, but he is from that North Forest Brook area. Went to high school out there, North Forest Brook. Is that right?
North Forest ISD.
North Forest ISD.
Forest Brook High School.
Forest Brook High School. He went to Forest Brook High School. Served in the Marine Corps. Went over there. Was sent over there by George Bush 41. Went over there in Desert Storm with Norman Schwarzkopf and all of them, and Colin Powell and all of them. And I'm just messing with you. But more importantly, he's come back to the community and he's doing the work of fighting for our people, freedom, justice, and equality. He calls himself an activist, and he gives a good name to the word activist. And he's with us today on this special edition of Connected Dots, the first international broadcast of Connected Dots.
Beautiful.
And we're being broadcast live on the Connected Dots.
All
so
praises due
want to
to
welcome
Allah.
you, brother. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, dear brother.
So, Brother Derek, I know, I was messing with you in one sense, but I'm just trying to give people a background on you. Sometimes people look at us as if we're some kind of cartoon cutout.
Right.
They see us, they get a sound bite, they get a quote in the Chronicle or the Houston Chronicle, which is our local newspaper, and somehow they think like they know us.
Right.
But that's not the case. So I wanted to give them a little depth.
Yes, sir.
About it. And then a lot of people don't know about us in Houston. Somehow we're like the best kept secret in the world, But you've been fighting a case for Jordan Baker. We've got our own case down here. Like people have the Mike Brown case in St. Louis, in Ferguson, Missouri, outside of St. Louis. The Eric Gardner case, of course, in Staten Island, New York. Sanford, Florida. Of course, Trayvon Martin. And then list goes on and on and on. But we've got our own right here with Jordan Baker. So tell us the story of Jordan Baker and what has been the results and how it lines up so we can connect the dots across the country and the world as to what's going on here in North America. and your brother carrying the message this Sunday at Mosque 45. So
Oh,
we
praise
want to
be
hear,
Allah.
we want to hear from you, and let God speak through you. And I could tell you, brother, with no reservation whatsoever, that I am as proud as any man could be of just seeing what the growth in yourself and your brother and other believers in the mosque. That I'm gonna have somebody on right now, like Sister Akila
Yes,
Muhammad, who went to Howard University. I forgive her for going to Howard, but that's the other HU. But there's nothing like when you've seen someone, actually you've held them in their arms,
Yes.
you know, as a baby,
Yes.
and then to see your daughters.
It's like watching a flower bloom
Oh my goodness!
right before your
and
eyes.
then she didn't know that I saw her violin a recital.
But I was blessed to come up in the mosque where there was leadership that did not try to hold you back. And we hear young people in church complain. They won't let me do nothing, Brother Derek. We hear young people in community organizations complain. They're trying to hold me back. We hear young people in politics complain. They don't want to pass the baton, Brother Derek. But I was blessed to have mentors who never tried to hold me back, that always tried to push me forward. And that right there, I can't say enough about. It's an invaluable environment to grow in. So what I try to do is pass on to those who are younger than me what was given to me in the way of mentorship, in the way of that push for growth and development, and so on and so forth. So I want to say thank you very much, Brother Robert, and all of the laborers of Mosque 45 for creating that environment for brothers like myself, Brother Jesse, Sister Akila, and others to use their God-given talents to move the nation forward. I believe we probably have one of the most talented, not just mosques, but just one of the most talented houses in the community, in the nation. And I'm just proud to be a part of it and proud to be birthed out of Muhammad's Mosque number 45, if I may say so.
You can say so, dear brother. All praise is due to Allah for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. But you got a website where people can
Yes.
get in your books?
Yes, you can go to my website. It's DerrickMuhammad.com. That's spelled DerrickMuhammad, and purchase my new book. It's called ASAP, A Street Activist Perspective, and it's, you know, my perspective on different issues that we face in the Black community, particularly those that we don't like to talk about. It's not a big book. It's a nice, easy read. You can finish it in about a couple of days. And, you know, I wrote it for the people. So we hope that you will go on to my website and support the book and, you know, give me some feedback. Let me know how you like it or how you don't like it. But
Can
you
they
know,
follow you on Twitter?
yes, you can. Follow me on Twitter at Derrick Muhammad. Again, that's at DerrickMuhammad. Let's tweet, connect with me. You can find me under the same handle on Instagram and Facebook as well.
All right. Brother Derrick Muhammad, an activist and a member of Mod 45, and just a wonderful brother. Then I just makes my buttons pop off my vest just having him here on this program on our first inaugural broadcast. Who we got now? My producers give me Akila Nihanda. She's up next, and she's coming up right here with this special edition of Connect the Dots. All right. So once again, we're looking forward to you coming out. Remember now, tune in every Wednesday on KPFT 90.1 FM or www.kpft.org. Tune in every Wednesday from 3 to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can watch Connect the Dots, but if you miss the show, go on kpft.org and you can go in the archive and you can get our show every week. You can download our archive and you can put it on your iTunes and I think they call it podcasts and all that kind of stuff. You do all that kind of stuff with that. I'm trying to get real sophisticated with this thing. I have the honor and privilege right now for our viewing audience to be interviewing a star in the making. You know, one of those old 50 doo-wop songs. It said, "Where are you, little star? Where are you?" I got a little star right here that is coming, piercing the darkness right now. Akila Nyanda And she is with us right now on this special edition of Connected Dots. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, my sister?
Wa alaikum salam. I'm good. How are
You're
you?
Good. I'm doing very well. I'm sorry we had to disturb your meal. Looks like you were getting busy with those nachos,
With the
potato nachos, or whatever you were eating over there. But we have disturbed you and brought you
No,
here
that's okay.
to these microphones. So tell us, Akila, you in music, and Deloitte Parker, who we had on the program, gave us an opportunity to. He said, "Oh, I saw Akila, and I was just so happy to see her. She went to Howard, and she's studying music, and she's into music now." And da 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 da. I said, "Okay." So he done told, but you came up in the movement, if you will.
Yes, sir.
So tell us about your background. Then we're gonna get into your music. Trust me, I got until they throw us out of here. We're talking to the world right now. I want you to know.
Okay, well, my name is Akila Nihanda. I was born and raised in Houston, Texas. I actually grew up in the Nation of Islam. I also grew up going to the Shape Community Center for the summer programs. I also experienced the after-school programs as well. I started to help out. Once I started to get older, I started to become like a group leader for the Shape Community Center and really, give back. I went on the Freedom Tour, so I was able to go and travel and see the different struggle that happened with the civil rights movement in the different states. We went to Georgia, we went to Mississippi, Alabama, and we saw a lot of the different landmarks that the civil rights movement, all the different things that had happened. And so I grew up with a conscious mind. My mother made sure that she always surrounded me with women who gave me principles of womanhood, teaching me self-esteem by example, not just by, the cliche words, but more so me watching the women around me and seeing how they live and seeing how they act, seeing how they talk, how they walk, how they dress. That grew me up. And it's very important, I believe, for all young girls, Black girls, and young boys and Black boys to be able to be around a community that wraps themselves around you and kind of shapes you and brings you up in a way that you want them to be better than the previous generation. And I believe that I inherited a type of spirit that I was surrounded with my whole life. And that's a spirit of determination, a spirit of wanting to know self, knowledge of self, and, and kind, and really trying to help the community and help our people instead of being the self-absorbed, generation that this world is trying to make us into. So far that's pretty much my upbringing. I'm actually supposed to perform tonight my song We Out Here. I'm not sure where I am on the little roster, but it's a really good turnout, so I'm excited. And seeing all these Black businesses and seeing how everybody has their own little business and trying to really do for self, it's motivating me. And while I was sitting there waiting to talk to you, I was just thinking like, wow, my music is my business. So
right.
I have one too. And so I'd have to, now start really investing in it and doing more and more and more with it.
Well, here's your producer over here, Wazir.
Wazir's over here.
Wazir in the house. Okay. So go ahead. You're doing well. You're on the roll. I messed up.
No, so that's basically it. And it's just an honor to be alive in this day and time and around people like this. We have a tendency to judge each other. We have a tendency to always criticize each other, like, oh, this person, what they're not doing, what they are doing. But I see this community as one that's really, really, wealthy with knowledge, wealthy with beauty, wealthy with love. And I think we just have to focus on that part instead of, the wanton, complaints. And so that's the type of community that I grew up in, striving to help each other out instead of, beating each other down.
Okay. So now you're going to perform tonight. We Out Here.
Yes, sir.
Now that song, tell us the theme of that song.
The theme of that song is showing the world that, We are not what the media is portraying us to be. The media is really portraying the Black woman and women of color and women in general, white women too, as tools, as objects, as sexual pleasures, and that's all you're good for. And if you are anything else, you're going to be single and alone, and that's it. You're not going to be admired, or you're not going to be desired. And that's actually false. And so I know so many women who are beautiful, who promote modesty, who promote great values, but those people are not being portrayed. That's one of the reasons why I went into film production at Howard University, is because I wanted to show the images that we have, and I wanted to show our lifestyle, because if we don't do it, they're not going to do it. They don't want us to see ourselves in a positive light. And so we out here was basically just showing, look, for all those who think that we aren't in existence, we out here. You know, there's modest sisters, there's modest women of every background, every color, every weight, race, every religion. And there are women who value themselves and see themselves as more, and actually see themselves the way God sees themselves, sees us. And so that's what we out here is about. And I said, I have to make a song like this, because I'm tired of hearing the different songs on the radio that is really, really degrading us. And I'm tired of seeing the women in the industry degrading themselves. So I said, the only way I can actually do something about it is actually doing something about it. Right? Exactly.
So tell me, that was way out here, but you've got a new project that's out now.
Right. I have a new project called No Clue. Big Sean has a song called I Don't F With You. It's kind of explicit, but I wanted to do a remake, and it's called No Clue, because all the different things that's happening with Ferguson, there's an attack on the Black man, there's an attack on Black people. Regardless if you want to just say it or not, people don't want to say that. They just want to be like, oh, why do you have to make it a race issue? And it's because it is a race issue. I mean, Black people are dying every day on the streets. Of course, there is Black on Black crime, but then there's also senseless, unjustifiable homicide in the streets, and by police officers, by off-duty cops and duty cops, and by just several different things. And in my video, it showed not only are they attacking us through police brutality, but they're attacking us through vaccines. They're attacking us through diseases that they patented, like Ebola. You know, they're attacking us through all these different things that are not just one thing. People think it's just about Ferguson and, you know, police brutality. It's not just about that. It's an all-around attack. They're attacking us through the music, through the films, through the schooling, especially the education. Bob Marley said, do not let your enemy educate you. And so Bob Marley is one of the people who I really look up to as an artist. He's someone who was very, very uncompromising. And I guess because he grew up as a Rastafari and he really stuck to his beliefs, I mean, it really, really translated. That's why we still talk about him today. And I believe that if I stick to who I am, stick to my beliefs, that's the only way my legacy will live on.
What I just hope is I don't have to drive up a 9-mile mountain to come to your mausoleum, because that's what I have to do to go see Bob Marley. I'm talking about roads so thin that cars couldn't pass by one another. In fact, we almost ran a car off the road going up that mountain. I've never said so. I made so many rockers, you know, in a van going up there.
My God.
That was really an experience. I came to know God on that one, but.
I've never been to his mausoleum. I've been to Jamaica a few times, but I've never got the chance to visit him. So.
But when we were in Kingston, Jamaica, there with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan this past October, while we were there, we took a trip up to Bob Marley, where he was born, where his mother, his brother, and he are buried. And so in going there, we had to go on this tour. And as I said, we went up this slim road all the way up. This slim road all the way up, and I mean cars passing by each other. You're just like, I mean, and in one case, it literally when we had to help pull this car back on the road again because he almost went off the cliff. It was like that.
Wow.
So we want to thank you, Akila Nihanda. We know that you're going to perform tonight. Where can they get a hold of your music or find you on Twitter or a website? Where can they find you?
Well, my name on everything is Akila Nihanda, and I'll spell it Akilah. Nihanda is N as in Nancy, EHA, N as in Nancy, D as in dog, A. And so AkilahNihanda.com, Akila Nihanda on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the same name, Akila Nihanda.
Akila Nihanda, one of the daughters of Mars 45, Shape Community Center, Houston, Texas. And I'm gonna have to take a drink after this. Is in Howard University, but you know I love her. I'm just happy that you went to HBCU, and that you weren't caught up again in the madness, and you come back home to spread goodness. We love you, and we're so proud of you.
Love you too.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
All right, here's another one of our babies here. We got Wazir is his music name, No, what you doing? I got so many producers here. I don't know what the security's doing, production. I got everything going on right here. Okay, so we got us a 3-minute. Yeah. Oh, that's my count. I got a countdown clock that's being held up by water. I'm telling you, we got it going on here at Black NBC. Shoot, boy, I'm telling you, we rocking the house. Wazir, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
1 2 1 2. Okay,
One, two,
let's
one,
get this
two.
microphone up here. Let's fix him up. This is another one of our children that is the son of John and Nadine Muhammad, two believers who started with me in the 1980s over on Brandon Street. And now we have a child of the Mars 45 that has come up in the music industry, and he won't compromise, he won't sell out. Brother Wazir.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. Thank you for having me.
Salam.
Yes, sir.
So you had a hand in Akila Nihanda, who we just had on here, but talk about your projects and what you do, and we want to make sure at the end of it all that you give a website or address where they can get your music and get a hold of you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My name is Wazir. That's Wazeer, and I am a member of A Brighter Day, ABD. And basically what I do, I'm a rapper, a producer, and a cinematographer. And I have released 2 projects, both of which I recorded and produced the whole project. The first one was The Night, and that was my first one putting it out. It was me feeling around in the dark, figuring out my sound and my style and kind of what I wanted to talk about. The second one I released was this past year in 2000, I believe it was 13. It was called My Way. And that's what really made people really start listening to me and taking a listen and knowing who I was as an artist. And basically what I did, I went around doing show after show, putting in the work, and here we are today.
All right. So now tell me, why have you not bought into the popular culture? I mean, why you want to be different? I mean, there are people who want to be different. They want to be commercial.
Yes, sir.
But they want to be different within commercial. Somehow they want to stand out within the context of what I perceive is in many cases is just destroying our people.
Right.
You know, and many of them got good hearts. When you sit down with them, they're very conscious. They know what they're doing, but they minister, this is my chance to get paid.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what makes you different? Why are you different? Why did you take that different approach? Yes,
sir. I can't take credit for it myself. I have to thank, first of all, the Master Farah Muhammad, who came into person. I mean, who Allah is in live person. And then I have to thank the messenger. And then I have to thank Minister Farrakhan, who stood up, and then my parents who found Minister Farrakhan. And they, in turn, instilled in me the values and the different messages and the truth that is in my music. So it was something I couldn't get away from. You know, I have a natural love for my people, and I wanted to give them something that they could feed from and grow from. So
okay,
it's only natural.
So tell me, if they had to go on your website or whatever, or they need to get a hold of your song, what song would they want to hear? Which one are you proudest of? I know you're proud of them all, but which ones? Give me two or three that they definitely need to hear.
Man, one song they have to hear is the last song on my last project. It's called Pain.
Pain.
Gotta hear it. That one is straight from the heart. Another one they have to hear is a song called Golden. And this is where I'm giving a view of the industry that I'm trying to keep from being in. And another one that made people first take any notice of me was a song I made called Kill 'Em.
Kill 'Em.
Because you see different people who speak truth and all that, we come off as passive or something. I wanted to give that message. We killing anybody that get in our way of freeing our people. So those are the three.
All right. Wazir, who is a producer, a rapper, and a cinematographer, tell us a website or some way that we can get in touch, we can get a hold of your project.
First of all, you can go to YouTube and search A Brighter Day TV, spelled exactly how it sounds, or you can go to iTunes and search Wazir. That's Wazeer, and that's iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, or anywhere you buy music or stream music.
All right, Wazir is in his house. Want to thank him for coming and being on our first inaugural broadcast of Connected Dots Television.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalam.
All right, we got one more in store. 2 minutes. That's all I got. Okay, M Tangalizi Sanika, we got 2 minutes to close this program out. But it wouldn't be complete without you. This is M Tangalizi Sanika. All I can tell you is that if you go in the 7 speeches by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, there's a speech that the minister gave in Atlanta, Georgia. He was there. That he goes back with Dr. King. He goes back with the late Mayor Marion Barry. So, MT, give us all you got.
Well, first of all, let me say Assalamu alaikum to
Wa
you
alaikum
and the
salam.
brothers and sisters, and Habari Ghani, this first
Habari
day of
Ghani.
Kwanzaa. And thank you for the opportunity to share. It's such a joy and a delight to always be in your company and your presence, my brother, and work on that dissertation. But it's good to be here this first night of Kwanzaa. We're nearing 50 years, Brother Robert, that we've been doing Kwanzaa now, and it's still alive. It is still vibrant. It contributes something to our people's development. It's wholesome. It's a family-oriented event, and it just reminds us of what we still have to do as a people, and especially today, Umoja. We talk about operational unity, which means that we unite around common goals. We don't have to be symmetrical about everything we believe, but we figure out what we can do together, and that's what I promote, is operational unity, that kind of Umoja. That's why the minister and I and Brother Marion and Dr. King and others, why I was able to relate to so many different people in the movement for so long is because I believe in this notion of operational unity. We've got to find some things that will let us work together to eliminate this problem we've got with the oppression and the exploitation and the suffering in the masses of our people. So today is especially important. I'm enjoying seeing all these young people here and all these, in the presence of all these beautiful African descended people. It's a joy and it's a delight, Brother Robert.
All right. M. Tangalizi Sanika, I guess it's time to sign off now. So he was our last guest, but doesn't make him the least. So again, I'm Brother Robert Muhammad with this special edition of Connected Dots. I want to thank our production crew for being a part of this. And until next time, may Allah bless you as I greet you in peace. Remember, we love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.